Hey, this is Michael with the Maverick Realty Network. Excited to be here with you today. What we're going to do is go over my proven method of running a CMA, comparable market analysis. This is going to work for buyers and sellers. It's been proven to work to help me nail down a list price or a buy price for my buyer over the last 7 years. It's worked in the market where buyers were paying $1,000 to $2,000 over list. It's worked in a market where buyers are paying $50,000 over list. So it's helped me nail down a list price for my sellers to really put that property in the proper space in the market to get the most views and ultimately the best offer for my clients. So let's get into a couple examples of what we're going to look at today. First thing we'll do is look at a couple of examples. This first example here is some comps I ran for a potential listing out in Aubrey. These were ran back in March of 2022. The market has shifted since then, so I would be doing these different now if I ran these. But as you can see, I'm highlighting the average price per square foot, the max price per square foot, and then comparing that to the square footage of my actual subject property. I'm going to give my clients all the information, the average, the max, and then I'm going to show you another formula I use to really nail down on what I think the home's going to sell for, and then that gives me an idea of where we should list. This next set is from one of my latest listings. You can see these comps were ran in February of 2022. And as we go down here, you can see I've highlighted the maximums, the averages, and then I've calculated what those would be compared to my subject property square footage. And then once again, I've got my formula that I'll go over in a second. So on this particular property, I'm telling these folks I would want to list this home at $359.9 and let the market take it close to $370 or above. This was ran back in February. All right, let's get into how we come up with our list price for our sellers. Let's remember this market has calmed down a little bit. So some of the ones we just looked at, we saw some list price to sales price 8 to 9%. Here are the comps I ran in February for a listing I have coming up very soon, as in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to run comps on it and see how they compare. So here's a look at comps for 1117 Pyramid Drive. I ran these back February 8th of 2022. And I basically have my averages, my max, and then the average of the max and the average, which we're going to go over. All right, so the first thing we do is I'm going to go to my MLS, to my main screen. I'm sure most of you looks very similar to this one. And the first thing I'm going to do is find my subject property in the realist tax part. So I'm going to go to the realist tax report. My property is 1117 Pyramid Drive. I'm going to search it. And basically what I'm getting here is my square footage of my home, the date it's built, seeing if it's on a big lot or a normal size lot, making sure that the owners, I believe, own it, seeing 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths. And then here's where I want to get the subdivision, because I'm going to run my comps based on the subdivision where this property sits in. I might do some other things. If I can't get 4 or 5 comps in this neighborhood, then I might go to the zip code area for this particular property, but I would narrow it down in other ways. So we'll see what we get. So I'm going to highlight the subdivision. This is in Carriage House Estates. Then I'm going to go back to my Netris, go to search, residential, and what I'm going to pull up here is my actives and my pendings and my closed, and I'm going to start off on a 90-day period because I want to work on the same time frame that an appraiser is going to work on. An appraiser is going to work on a 90-day time frame in that neighborhood, 1.5 miles around my subject. So that's where I want to get my list price from. I'm going to paste Carriage House Estates in subdivision, and I'm going to put an asterisk next to that. A lot of agents fail to put the asterisks in there, and when you do not put an asterisk behind your subdivision, you leave out all the phases. This allows you to catch phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, up to phase whatever. It might be 50 some in some subdivisions. So make sure you put the asterisks in there. That'll help you capture all of the listings around your subject. So when I do actives, pendings, close, I'm going to throw coming soons in there since I'm going to list this one soon. That adds 2 more to me. So that's going to allow me to find out who my competition is. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and then I'm going to look. Our subject property has 1,540 square feet. So I like to go down 200 square feet and up 200 square feet. So I'm going to go to 1,240 up to actually 1,800. But that gives us 6 matches. So let's see what we have here. So that gives us 2 coming soons and 4 closed in this neighborhood. My house is 1,540 square feet. It's 3 bedroom, it's 2 bath. And then when I look here at my 6 comps, the 2 coming soons, one's 1,592, one's 1,623, definitely in my range. And the other 4 range from 1,509 up to 1,642. So really close to my subject property. When I look down here, I see one of these has a pool. So I'm not going to use it because I do not have a pool. So I'm going to take that one out. Now, I'm going to run quick CMA. I really don't like the fact that I only have 3 closed properties, so I'm going to go back on this one. I'm going to go back to criteria. And I'm going to go to 180 days. That gives me 12 matches. Now I can narrow down per square foot a little more. It's going to give me 10 matches. Once again, I'm going to take this one with the pool out. Now I'm going to come down and click on Quick CMA. I'm going to download it. We'll call it 1117 Pyramid Drive 62222. Now what I'm going to do is take a quick look through the MLS at some photos of these subject properties I'm looking at. I know my home, my listing is renovated, so it is fairly updated. So I want to see how it compares to these other homes and their updates. So let's first look at the coming soons. We got no photo. Here we have one with only showing us the front. Now let's get to our closed. These are going to be the ones we really look at. You really don't want to base your list price on pendings because it could be closing at any number, especially in today's market in June of 2022. Just because it's pending at a certain number right now doesn't mean it's closing at that. It could be closing well over, it could be closing well under. This house is very close to the same size as ours, so I'm be interested to look at the update, see how we compare, and how, what the price they closed at. So I'm not going to take you through all of these, but this is just an example of what I do whenever I'm getting my list price, because we are comparing to these other homes. So I'm going to take, go back to my full line. I'm going to look at the one that closed at the highest because it is very comparable to our home as far as size. And as I look at it, our updates are very similar. So it's probably going to be one of the properties that I am aiming to get my client this price. The key is going to be where do I list it at to decide that. So, all right, so let's take a look at how we're breaking these numbers down for our clients. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my download, my quick CMA that I just currently ran. Going to go into edit mode of my PDF. So I see here we have two homes listed. One's very close to what our home is, 1979, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, same size lot, and it's listed at $319. So that's going to be one I'm really want to pay close attention to for my clients. I'm going to highlight it green because that's kind of our competition. Now I'm going to go down and I'm going to highlight the average price per square foot. That is at $202.83. I'm going to highlight the maximum. Obviously, that's what I would love to get for my client. And then I'm going to also highlight the maximum sales price to list price and the average sales price to list price. Then I'm going to go down and I'm going to put a text box down at the bottom. I'm going to make the background white so it blocks out any other text for me. And I'm going to give it a border. And then I'm going to copy and paste from a page that I already have prepared into my text box. All right, so now I know this home is 1,540 square feet. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to change all of my square footage to 1,540. Then I'll copy and paste that into these other boxes. And we're going to take minimum price per square foot out on this particular property because we're not worried about the minimum. We've probably got the nicest home on the market when we hit the market. So we're looking for definitely the max or close to it. So here's where we are going to figure out our pricing. So the average price per square foot is $202.83. So we're going to put $202.83 in our average. We see our max price per square foot is $226.98. And then here is what I consider my secret sauce is I'm going to take my average price per square foot, which is $202.83, and I'm going to add my max price per square foot of $226.98. That gives me $429.81. I'm going to divide this by 2, and that's going to give me a $214.905 per square foot. That is the average of the average price per square foot and the max price per square foot. And that number, once again, is $214.905. So I go right into at 1,540 square feet. I'm going to multiply my 214.905 by my square footage of my subject property, and that gives me 330,953.70. So that gives me a sales price of $330,953.70 based on using the average of the average price per square foot and the max price per square foot. Now, 7 years ago, I would tell my clients this most likely is the number we are going to end up at. This is not where I'm going to list it, but this is the number I think your home should bring. Now let's go up here and do our math on the average. So our average price per square foot is $202.83, and we're going to multiply that times our 1540 square footage, and that gives us a 312, 358 and 20 cents. So at 202.83, the average price per square foot of the current comps at my subject properties 1,540 square foot, you would be looking at $312,358.20 as a sales price. Now let's do the max. This is where I would love to see my clients get. So the max is $226.98, and we multiply it by our 1,540 square foot, and that gives us $349,549.20. So at a max price per square foot of $226.98 at 1,540 square foot, my client could be looking at a sales price of $349,549.20. So now, how do I figure out where to list this home? So I'm basically now going to look up, as I mentioned earlier, to what's on the market and what's coming soon. So I have a coming soon coming at $319 list price, and then I have a coming soon coming for $347. We looked at those photos. It only had one. Just judging by the front of those homes, I think our home is going to be a nicer home than these. So I'm still going to price lower than the $319. So that's where I'm going to use this average price per square foot with my client. I'm going to tell them we want to list around that average price per square foot right now. And my belief is we will get somewhere between the $330,953.70 and the $349,549.20. So now, how am I going to prove that to them? We're going to put another text box down here, and we're going to show our list price to sales price averages. So I'm going to do the same thing here as I do with my sales price. The max equals a plus 12.1%. The average equals 4.7%. And the average of the max equals 12.1 plus 4.7 divided by 2 gives us an 8, gives us a plus 8.4%. So now I can show my client that listing at one price, we can expect to get another based on the market and the way it is reacting to list price to sales price. So if my client were to list at $312,900, at a plus 12.1%, we're going to be at $37,860 over. So I'm going to add the 312.9 back into this, and that would give us a sales price of $357.60 and 90 cents. If we do 312 900 list at the average, which is plus 4.7%, that gives us a sales price of 312.9 list times our 0.047 equals 14,706.30 over list. Add back in our 312.9 list price, and that puts us at 327,606.30. And then last, if we list at 312.9 and we get the average of the max and average, which is a plus 8.4%, which is exactly where I think this home will end up selling for. 312.9 times 0.084 gives us 26,283.60 over list. We add that back into our 312.9 list price, and that sets us at 339. Let's put a dollar sign in front of that. 339,183.60. So here's what I'm sharing with my client. When I go to my listing appointment, which I already have this listing, now it's just a matter of narrowing down a list price and what we think this home is going to bring. So I've showed you how I get the average price per square foot. That's pretty simple. How I get the max price per square foot. That's pretty simple. But like I said, I think my secret sauce is having this number of the average price per square foot and the max price per square foot, because that's where most homes fall in the market. They're somewhere between average and great. So as an agent, it gives you an opportunity to really show your knowledge, gives you a chance to show that you understand and know the market. So with this client, we're going to go in and we're going to talk about my thoughts. Are we're going to get somewhere between 330 and 349 for your home. I would like to list it at 312.9, and here are my reasons. The reasons are, in the last several months, we've been selling at this price per square foot. Homes have been bringing an average of this much over list, and so I'm going to break it out for them to show them if we list at 312.9, if we get the average price per square foot over, we're going to be at 327,606. If we get the max, we're going to be at 350,760 and 90 cents. But as I said, I've been doing this for 7 years. I've been using this method for 7 years, and my data shows that most homes are going to fall somewhere in that last number at that 8.4% over. So that would give us a 339, 183.60 sales price. This is exactly what I'm going to take to my listing appointment. It's going to look exactly like this. I'm going to print it out, and this is what I'm going to use to get my client comfortable with my list price so they can ultimately be happy with their sales price. This will also help you once you are getting offers in. This last conversation you have before going on the market with the CMA is going to give you the ability to negotiate with your client on what a good offer is going to look like. So, ways to practice this method. I've given it to you here. Obviously, you can use it. You might say, "Oh, I don't have any CMAs to run." There's always CMAs to run. There are always neighborhoods that need to be farmed. It's an opportunity for you to do that. Your friends are always wanting to know what their home is worth in this current market. So what I would do is just take some subject properties and just practice working on it. That's how I've got good at it. I know it looks like a long process. I can do this literally in 15 minutes probably now because I've done it over and over, and you'll get very good at it quickly. It'll help you nail down sales price to list price. It'll make you sound very knowledgeable in the market.